Hello and welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. Today we're going to learn to avoid some important mistakes, so let's get started. First, this is not correct.
Let's do it. During my university years, I realized I enjoyed solving problems and working in a team.
I cannot say I enjoyed solving problems and working in a team. First, we don't say working in a team, we say working on a team. We have to use the preposition on when you talk about a team. On a team. And pronunciation. I enjoyed solving problems. We don't say solving, we say solving. Use the aw sound like ball and call. Solving. So it's correct to say I enjoyed solving problems and working on a team, not in a team. Example, she enjoys solving problems and working on a team. Let's practice. Does she enjoy solving problems and working on a team? That's right, she enjoys solving problems and working on a team. This is also not correct.
I want you to have this mindset that no one's judging you. Everybody just wants to learn who you are and what you have to say.
I cannot say everybody just want to learn who you are and what you have to say. I have to change the verb want. I have to say wants. When I use the word everybody or everyone, I need to change the verb with an S. Everybody wants. I cannot say everybody want. Everybody just wants to learn who you are and what you have to say. This is correct. Example, everybody just wants to get off the bus. There are too many people on the bus. It's crowded, so everybody just wants to get off the bus. I cannot say everybody just want. I have to change the verb with an S. Everybody just wants. Everybody just wants to get off the bus. Let's practice. Does everybody just want to get off the bus? That's right, everybody just wants to get off the bus. This is also not correct.
You will practice to speak confidently and fluently, free of hesitation and embarrassment.
I cannot say you will practice to speak confidently and fluently. After practice, we cannot use to speak. We have to use a gerund after practice and say speaking. So it's correct to say you will practice speaking confidently and fluently. Remember, I cannot say practice to speak. I have to say practice speaking. Because after the verb practice, we always use a gerund. We cannot use the infinitive form after practice. I cannot say practice to do it, it's practice doing it. Example, she's learning a new language and she wants to practice speaking fluently. She wants to practice speaking with confidence. So I can say she wants to practice speaking fluently and confidently. Does she want to practice speaking fluently and confidently? That's right, she wants to practice speaking fluently and confidently. This is also not correct.
Let's move on to the level 2. Now let's move on to the level 3. 6,000 words give me more flexibility. I'm excited about this one.
I cannot say let's move on to the level 3 or the level 2. I don't use an article here. I don't say the. I say let's move on to level 2. Let's move on to level 3. Not the level 2 and not the level 3. No the. Example, she's ready to move on to level 3. I cannot say she's ready to move on to the level 3, just she's ready to move on to level 3. Let's practice. Is she ready to move on to level 3? That's right, she's ready to move on to level 3. This is also not correct.
One time, I went to a coffee shop and tried to order my favorite drink, but I mispronounced the word. Barista ended up serving me a different drink because I think they just couldn't understand what I was saying exactly.
I cannot say barista ended up serving me a different drink. Barista is not someone's name. It's a position. It's a title. So we need to use the article the barista. The barista ended up serving me a different drink in this specific case. If I say a barista, that's one in general. Can I say a barista ended up serving me a different drink? No, because this is not one barista in general. This is a specific barista in the story. So we need to use the. The barista ended up serving me a different drink. I have to use the here. So example, she mispronounced a word and the barista ended up serving her a different drink. Let's practice. She mispronounced a word, and what happened? Did the barista end up serving her a different drink? That's right, the barista ended up serving her a different drink, not the one she ordered. This is also not correct.
1,000 words is actually still A1 level. 1,000 sounds a lot, but this is kind of basic vocabulary.
I cannot say 1,000 sounds a lot. We're talking about words here. 1,000 words. 1,000 words sounds like a lot. We have to say sounds like. We cannot say 1,000 sounds a lot. It's correct to say 1,000 sounds like a lot. We need like here. And it's true. 1,000 words sounds like a lot. Let's practice. Does 1,000 sound like a lot? That's right. 1,000 sounds like a lot. This is also not correct.
Moving to the US was a huge step for me, and it completely changed my perspective on life and career.
I cannot say it completely changed my perspective on life and career. I can say on life, but I cannot say on career. When I say on life, I'm speaking in general. But I cannot speak in general about career. I have to say my career. So it's correct to say it completely changed my perspective on life and my career. I don't have to say on my life. I can say on life. It's in general. But career, I have to say my. So I can say it completely changed my perspective on life and my career. Example, it completely changed her perspective on life and her career. Let's practice. Did it completely change her perspective on life and her career? That's right, it completely changed her perspective on life and her career. This is also not correct.
I studied at a university in Russia. After I started my company, I moved to California.
I cannot say after I starred my company, I moved to California. Pronunciation. I cannot pronounce the word starred. It's pronounced started. Started. This is a difficult word to pronounce correctly. Started. You can say started, but Americans don't. They change that T to a fast D because it's after an R and before a vowel. So we say started. Don't make it a rolled R. Don't say started. Started. It's started. Example, after she started her company, she moved to California. Let's practice. What did she do after she started her company? Did she move to California? That's right. After she started her company, she moved to California. This is also not correct.
That's what we call the intermediate level. But if you want to move beyond that and start expressing yourself more naturally and confidently,
I cannot say if you want to move beyond that. The word is not pronounced beyond. It's pronounced beyond. Use the open ah sound like hot and stop. Not the o sound, but the ah sound. Beyond. If you want to move beyond that. So example, he's in the intermediate level, but he wants to move beyond that. He wants to move on to the advanced level. So again, he's in the intermediate level. Does he want to move beyond that? That's right, he wants to move beyond that. So we practiced a little bit with the pronunciation of the T in started, and we saw how it changes to a fast D. Keep watching to practice more with the pronunciation of T. Today we're practicing the American pronunciation of the letter T. Our first example is NT. When you see NT, a lot of times you don't hear the T. Example, center. Of course, you can say center, it's correct, but a lot of Americans will pronounce it center. Or this word, 20. You can say 20 or you can say 20. Most Americans will say 20. Wanted or wanted. It's more common to hear Americans say wanted. You have NT in the middle, the T is silent. Other examples, internet. Internet or internet. International. International or international. Example, the internet is international. It's not just in one country, it's all over the world. So I can say, the internet is international. Let's practice. Is the internet international? Very good, that's right. The internet is international. Remember, when you say the word internet, use the. Pronounce the with a long E, the internet. But this rule depends on stress. If you have a stress after the NT, if you have a stressed syllable after NT, then you have to pronounce the T. Example, intense. I put the stress after the NT, so I have to pronounce a T. I cannot say immense. No, it's intense. Or words like intensive, intoxicated. We have the stress after the NT. We pronounce the T like a pure T. T, t. Release the sound. intoxicated. Integrity. The stress is after the NT in these words, so we pronounce a T as a pure T. Integrity. Again, pronunciation, intense, intensive, intoxicated, integrity. This man is intoxicated. It means he's drunk. He's intoxicated. Let's practice. Is he intoxicated? That's right, he sure is. He's intoxicated. Now let's talk about situations when the T is silent. The T is silent when it's between consonants. Examples, exactly, Christmas. We see the T is between consonants, so we don't pronounce it. You don't say exactly, exactly. Don't pronounce the T. Exactly. You go from the k sound to the l sound. Exactly. Exactly. Or the word Christmas. We don't say Christmas. The T is between consonants, so it is silent. Link the sound s with the m. Christmas. Christmas. And it's not only in single words. If you have two words together and you're linking the words, which we do, the T is also silent. Example, must be. Must be. If you separate the words and you pause between words, then you could say must be. But if you link the words, you pronounce it must be, must be. The T is silent because it's between consonants when you link the words. Must be. Link the sounds s with a b. S, b. Together, must be. Must be. Example, he's old and she's young and pretty. Why is she with him? Well, it's obvious. He must be rich. Pronunciation, must be. He must be rich. Let's practice. Why is this girl with this man? He's very old. He's too old for her. That's right, he must be rich. Another example, just want. We see the T is between consonants, so it's silent. Link the sounds together. Just want. Just want. I just want to eat. I'm hungry. I just want to eat. Not just want, but just want. Just want. And we see the T in want is an NT. So we don't pronounce the T and we say wanna, wanna. I just want to eat. Want to or want to, you can pronounce it wanta or wanna. Both pronunciations are correct. I just want to eat. I'm hungry. I just want to eat. Let's practice. Are you hungry? Do you just want to eat? That's right. I'm hungry. I just want to eat. Or just saw. We see the T is between consonants, so don't pronounce it. It's silent. Just saw. You link the S with the S. Link them together. Just saw. Just saw. They just saw a movie. They didn't see a movie a long time ago. They just saw a movie. Let's practice. Did they just see a movie? That's right. They just saw a movie. Or this example, just once. But you say there's an O in once. That's a vowel. But phonetically, it's not a vowel. Phonetically, it makes the sound w, like a W. W, once. So phonetically, the T is between consonants. So it's silent. Link the sounds. Just w, just wa, just once. There's no T. Just once. Example, they saw the movie just once. They didn't see the movie 2 times. They saw the movie 1 time. They just saw the movie once. Just once. They saw the movie just once. Let's practice. Did they see the movie 2 times or just once? That's right. They saw the movie just once. Or when we see the word don't. A lot of times the T in don't is silent. Examples, I don't know and I don't care. I don't know. If you link the sounds, I don't know. Link the N with the other N. I don't know. Here the T is between consonants, so we don't pronounce it. I don't know and I don't care. Again, with don't, the T is between consonants, so you don't hear it. You don't hear it. Example, I don't care. So I don't know and I don't care. Let's practice. Do you know or do you care? That's right. I don't know and I don't care. And we have some words that have patterns, letter patterns where the T is silent. Example, listen and fasten. You see S-T-E-N. With this spelling pattern, you can see the T is silent. Listen. We don't say listen, it's listen. And fasten. Example, fasten your seatbelt. Fasten is a verb, and the T is silent. You need to fasten your seatbelt. Let's practice. Do you need to fasten your seatbelt? Very good. We also see the silent T when you have the spelling pattern S-T-L-E. Like these words, whistle, castle, and hustle. The T is silent with the spelling pattern S-T-L-E. Example, this is a castle. Not a castle, but a castle. I would love to live in a castle. What about you? Would you like to live in a castle? Very good. And this is whistle. Whistle. I know how to whistle. Remember, with the verb know, use connectors how to. How to. Or pronunciation, howda, howda. Why do we say howda? Because the T is between vowels, phonetically. Howda. I know how to whistle. What about you? Do you know how to whistle? Very good. And now let's talk about these two words, soften and often. With both words, I don't pronounce the T. I say soften, and I say often. But sometimes you'll hear people say often, and it's not wrong. It's okay. People say both, often and often. I prefer often. Now the word soften, you can never say soften. It's always soften, and it means to make something soft. If you want to make your clothes soft, when you wash them in the washing machine, you can add fabric softener. Soften plus together, softener. I don't use fabric softener. What about you? Do you use fabric softener? Very good. So remember these two pronunciations of T. When you see NT in the middle between vowels, the T is often silent. But if the stress is after NT, then you have to pronounce the T like a pure T. Intensive. And when you see T between consonants, it's silent. Don't pronounce the T. If you link the sounds, do not pronounce the T. Examples, exactly and Christmas. Keep watching this video to see more examples and continue practicing with the pronunciations of the letter T. Today we're talking about the pronunciation of T. T has a lot of different pronunciations. First, let's look at this one. When T is at the beginning of a word, and after T you have a vowel, we use the pure T sound. Put your tongue up and release. T. Put your tongue up behind your teeth, not touching your teeth, just behind your teeth. Like this. T. And release. Examples. Tea, tie, table, and teacher. So the word starts with a T, and after T you have a vowel. Make the pure T sound. T. But what if the T is at the end of the word, and before T you have a vowel? Then we do a stop T. That means you put your tongue up in the T position, but you don't release. Example, wait, wait. I don't say wait. I don't release the T. It's a stop T. I stop the air. I stop the air with my tongue in the T position. Wait.
For obvious reasons, I couldn't wait for your permission.
Sir, Molly and I can't wait to try those restaurants you recommended.
That's right. I can't wait to see your face when this rookie takes first place in front of the entire town.
You can't ask me to wait for that.
It's happening now. Harvey is that hero.
You know, you don't always have to wait for me to come to you.
You're not going. You're going home. Where you wait for me to call and tell you what, if anything, we found.
Thought. Thought. At the end, the tongue goes up and makes a stop T. Not thought, but thought. Thought. Thought.
I thought you were going to bring your daughter to help you translate.
That's what I thought you said.
That's what I thought.
That's what I thought you said. Yeah.
That's what I thought you said.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
And there was this moment when I was looking at her, and I don't know, I thought I could actually date this one.
Hot. Hot. Hot.
And, I mean, it was hot, and I got burned.
Hey, you know it's kind of a hot day to be a raccoon.
I remember it was the first really hot day of spring.
You want a hot dog?
Sit. Sit. Not sit, but sit.
You sit there with a mass murderer.
Ellen's gonna sit there.
Ellen?
They think that we'll just sit there and take it like good little boys.
And when you have a T at the end, a stop T, it makes the vowel shorter. Let's compare these two words. Play. There's no stop T. The vowel is longer. Play. There's no stop T, so the vowel is longer here. Play. Compared with plate. Plate. The stop T makes the vowel shorter. They're the same vowel, they're the long A. But the stop T at the end makes the long A a little shorter. Let's listen again. Play, play soccer, play, and plate. Plate. It's shorter.
I'm just gonna go get a plate. Go get a plate.
Miss Baker told me to bring you a plate.
Sweet potato pie.
Put that on the plate.
Let's play a game then.
Let's play a game, just me and you.
What?
Let's play a game.
We need a break. Let's play a game.
Other example, day, day, and date, date. So with date, we see the vowel is shorter because you have a stop T at the end.
I got bored one day, and I put everything on a bagel.
But now I'm sure the day won't come when you no longer need Batman.
Have a blessed day, and hey, may your luck come out just as good as mine.
Can we set up a date right now? Are you available next Thursday?
I've got a date with a pretty upset girlfriend.
At first, it seemed like I made a mistake, seeing how it was only my induction day and I was already getting yelled at.
Now let's practice with another sound. When you have T-E-N, T-O-N, or T-A-I-N at the end of the word, and the syllable is not stressed, the T makes a different sound. We have to make a stop T and link it to the N. Example, kitten. You can say kitten, but most people say kitten. You do the stop T, kit. You don't release, and then you fall to an N, kitten. When you make the stop T, the tongue is up, almost in the N position, so you don't have to change much. Kitten. Kitten. But don't say kitten. I cannot pronounce these T's as a fast D. I cannot say kitten. It's kitten, or more commonly, kitten.
No, I want a kitten.
We'll get a kitten.
I do notice you have a kitten hidden in your purse. Were you hiding?
I feel weak as a kitten.
God. Other examples. These are mittens. Mittens, more commonly, mittens. Mittens. They're not gloves because they don't have fingers. They're called mittens.
I think I asked my mom for a pretty pair of mittens, and she made them for me with all the...
Earned her living by knitting rabbit wool mittens and muffetees.
There's a nice scarf and some mittens in here.
Did you already lose the mittens that I got you?
Other example, written. Written. So you can say written or written. Written is more common. Just don't say written. It's written. Let's look at some examples that end with T-O-N. Example, cotton. Cotton.
But did you know how happy I was to escape from Charleston? From a world of slaves and corsets and cotton.
He picked cotton in Mississippi, you told me 100 times.
Now you out here picking cotton like the rest of them.
Step up and get your cotton candy.
Like cotton candy.
Button. Button. Not button, it's button. Stop T and fall to the N. Button.
Push a button and end up in Canada or something.
Ting-a-ling. I push a button, and all 5 level control centers are notified the same time you are.
Between us, we don't have the brains to push a button.
In a week, all we'd have to do is push a button, we'd be turning out 100 cars a day.
I mean, how can anyone be serious about anything when some moron can steal a bomb or push a button and nuke us all until our shadows glow?
Carton. Carton. This is a milk carton. Carton. Now let's practice with some words ending in T-A-I-N. Example, certain. Certain. You can say certain or certain, but don't say certain. It's certain.
What makes you certain that your husband is involved with someone?
I think we can be pretty certain that Bourne's not your source then.
I had to be certain that you were a decent man, kind.
I know things. I'm certain that you know things.
Are you absolutely certain that you understood the gentleman's question?
And I'm not certain that you really understand this trade.
Example, mountain. Mountain. You can say mountain or mountain.
This Grail tablet speaks of deserts and mountains and canyons.
Mountains and the trees and the sea and the breeze.
See all the mountains and the surfers.
Though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not love, I am nothing.
Antonius, with our best troops crushed in the mountains and the rebels marching on us as we speak, what did we celebrate?
Fountain. Fountain. You can say fountain or fountain. Both are fine.
And then I swim in the fountain all afternoon.
I was thinking about a chocolate fondue fountain right there.
That's a fountain of conversation, man.
Thank you for watching. And if you like this video, subscribe to our channel. And if you want to become a member, click the join button. And we'll see you next time.